The king of pop, Michael Jackson.
And Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson.
Of Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, the king of pop.
Michael Jackson, the king of pop, was a music icon. He was a cultural phenomenon who continues to captivate the world with his talent, legacy, and controversies. While his groundbreaking career and legendary moves like the Moonwalk are widely known, there are surprising and shocking facts about his life that even his biggest fans might not know. In this video, we're diving into the 20 most shocking facts about Michael Jackson that will leave you speechless. One of the most shocking revelations about Michael Jackson was his struggle with a rare skin condition called vitiligo. This condition causes patches of skin to lose their pigment, resulting in lighter areas across the body. While many speculated about his changing appearance over the years, Jackson himself confirmed during an interview with Oprah Winfrey in 1993 that vitiligo was the reason behind his lighter skin tone, and he insisted that no one in his family ever had to deal with this in their lives.
The color of your skin is obviously different than it was when you were younger.
Yes.
And so I think it has caused a great deal of speculation and controversy as to what you have done or are doing. Are you bleaching your skin? And is your skin lighter because you don't like being black?
Okay, number one, as I know of, there is no such thing as skin bleaching. I have never seen it. I don't know what it is.
Well, they used to have those products growing up. I used to hear, always use bleach and glow, but you'd have to have about 300,000 gallons to...
Okay, number one, this is the situation. I have a skin disorder that destroys the pigmentation of the skin. Is something that I cannot help.
Doctors later verified this claim, but it didn't stop the media and public from speculating about his life choices. This diagnosis became one of the most misunderstood aspects of his personal journey, adding to the mystery surrounding the king of pop. But this is just the beginning. The next fact takes us to a bizarre rumor involving an oxygen chamber. Let's uncover the truth. Michael Jackson was once rumored to sleep in a hyperbaric oxygen chamber to stay youthful. This story surfaced in the 1980s when a photo of him lying in the chamber made headlines. However, the truth behind this shocking rumor was far less dramatic. Jackson later admitted it was a publicity stunt to promote his charitable work for burn victims following the Pepsi commercial accident that left him with severe injuries.
I cannot find the oxygen chamber anywhere in the house.
That story is so crazy. I mean, it's one of those tabloid things. It was completely made up.
Okay, but you are in something there. There's a picture of you.
Well,
where did that come from? How did it get started?
I did a commercial for Pepsi, and I was burned very badly. And we settled for like $1 million, and I gave all the money. We built this place called the Michael Jackson Burn Center, and that's a piece of technology that's used for burn victims, right? So I'm looking at the piece of technology, I'm touching it, feeling it, and decide to just go inside of it just to hammer around. Somebody takes a picture. When they process the picture, the person who processes the picture say, "Oh, Michael Jackson, he made a copy." These pictures went all over the world with this lie attached to it.
This is a perfect example of how even the smallest glimpse into Michael's private life could spiral into legendary myths. But if you think this is shocking, wait until you hear about the next fact: his rumored obsession with the Elephant Man.
Have been fascinated, included Michael Jackson. He would come and spend time on his own, sitting next to the skeleton.
One of the most bizarre rumors about Michael Jackson was his alleged obsession with Joseph Merrick, famously known as the Elephant Man. It was reported that Michael attempted to buy Merrick's skeleton for $500,000 to keep as part of his private collection.
According to Jackson's manager Frank DeLeo, quote, Jackson has a high degree of respect for the memory of Merrick. He has read and studied all material about the Elephant Man and has visited the hospital in London twice to view Merrick's remains. His fascination with their historical significance increased with each visit, along with hopes to add them to his collection of rare and unusual memorabilia at his California compound.
While this story captured the public's imagination, it was later revealed that it was completely untrue. Michael himself denied the claim in an interview, calling it absurd, and another example of how the media loved to create wild stories about him.
Did you buy the Elephant Man's bones when you were trying to get them?
That's another stupid story. I love the story of the Elephant Man. It reminds me of me a lot.
This bizarre tale became one of the many urban legends surrounding Michael Jackson, blurring the line between reality and myth. But speaking of blurred lines, the next fact takes us to his unusual friendship with a very famous chimpanzee. Michael Jackson's closest companion for many years wasn't another celebrity, it was a chimpanzee named Bubbles. Adopted by Jackson in the 1980s, Bubbles quickly became a part of his life, living in the Neverland Ranch and even accompanying him to press events and tours. Jackson treated Bubbles like family, dressing him in human clothes, teaching him to use the toilet, and even sharing meals with him. However, as Bubbles grew older, he became stronger and was eventually moved to a sanctuary for his safety and well-being. To this day, Bubbles remains one of the most iconic symbols of Michael Jackson's eccentric life, representing his love for animals and his desire to create a magical world around him. But the next fact shows that Michael didn't just surround himself with animals. He made history in ways no one ever imagined. Michael Jackson didn't just break records, he set them. The King of Pop holds the Guinness World Record for being the most successful entertainer of all time, with over 1 billion records sold worldwide. But that's not all. Jackson also holds records for the best-selling album of all time, Thriller, the highest-earning deceased artist, and the most charitable contributions by a pop star, donating over $500 million to various causes during his lifetime. Michael Jackson's career was truly unmatched, and his influence continues to inspire generations of artists. But even with all this success, there's one contribution he made to pop culture that many fans don't know about. Let's move on to the next fact and dive into his surprising connection to the video game industry. Did you know that Michael Jackson secretly contributed to the music for the popular video game Sonic the Hedgehog 3? That's right, the King of Pop had a hidden hand in shaping the game's iconic soundtrack. Although Michael was never officially credited due to rumored controversies at the time, several composers and game developers later revealed his involvement. Fans have also pointed out similarities between the game's music and some of Jackson's songs, sparking endless debates online. This collaboration shows just how far-reaching Michael Jackson's influence was, even into the world of video games. But now, let's move from digital worlds to the magical kingdom he created in real life. The next fact takes us to Neverland Ranch.
This side of this mountain.
You got a water park?
No, we're going to. I built it. So you can come in your swimsuit.
Michael, can we go on any ride?
Yeah, sure.
Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch was more than just a home, it was a fantasy world brought to life. Located in Santa Barbara County, California, the 2,700-acre property was inspired by Peter Pan, the boy who never grew up. Neverland Ranch featured a private amusement park, a zoo with exotic animals, and even its own movie theater. It was Michael's way of recreating the childhood he felt he never had. However, the ranch also became the center of controversies later in his life, making it one of the most talked about properties in the world. Neverland Ranch remains a symbol of Michael's unique and complex personality, both magical and enigmatic. But speaking of enigmas, our next fact explores one of the most shocking incidents in his career: the infamous Pepsi commercial accident.
Jackson was rushed to the hospital last night after a bizarre accident set his hair on fire while he was filming a television commercial.
One of the most shocking and tragic moments in Michael Jackson's career happened during the filming of a Pepsi commercial in 1984. While performing in front of a live audience, a pyrotechnic accident caused Michael's hair to catch fire. The incident left Jackson with second and third degree burns on his scalp and body. It was during his recovery from this accident that Michael was first introduced to painkillers, which would later contribute to his struggles with addiction. This accident not only marked a turning point in Michael's personal life, but also highlighted his resilience as he continued to perform and create music. But the next fact delves into something much more personal: Michael's journey through plastic surgery.
Even the shape of your face has changed.
No, it has not. I've had no plastic surgery on my face, just my nose. It helped me breathe better so I can hit higher notes.
But are you, Michael, are you honestly saying that you've only ever had one operation?
2.
You've had 2?
As I can remember. Yeah, just 2.
Michael Jackson's evolving appearance was one of the most controversial topics of his life. Over the years, he underwent multiple plastic surgeries, transforming his facial features in ways that left the world both fascinated and puzzled. Michael admitted to having 2 nose surgeries to improve his breathing and enhance his vocal performance. However, many speculated that he had more extensive work done, though he denied most of these claims. His changing look became a focal point for the media, overshadowing much of his artistic brilliance. But while the world debated his appearance, Michael was busy breaking barriers and setting records, something we'll explore in the next fact. Michael Jackson wasn't just a musical icon, he was also one of the most charitable entertainers in history. Throughout his life, he donated over $500 million to various causes, supporting children's hospitals, education, disaster relief, and HIV/AIDS research. His famous 1985 hit We Are the World, co-written with Lionel Richie, raised millions for famine relief in Africa. Jackson also established the Heal the World Foundation, which focused on improving the lives of children across the globe. Despite the controversies that surrounded his life, Michael's commitment to philanthropy left an undeniable impact on millions. But his generosity wasn't the only thing that stunned the world. His love for animals was equally unique. Let's move to the next fact about Michael's exotic pets.
This is my llama Louie. He's a really charming, sweet animal. He eats alfalfa. They're originally from South America. And they originally come from the mountains in Peru, the Indians.
Michael Jackson's love for animals was as extravagant as his lifestyle. Neverland Ranch wasn't just home to amusement park rides, it was also a sanctuary for exotic pets, including tigers, lions, elephants, and even a giraffe. Among his many famous pets were Louie the llama, Muscles the snake, and of course, Bubbles the chimpanzee, who became a global sensation. Michael's connection with these animals reflected his desire to create a magical, childlike environment at Neverland. While some criticized his choice to keep exotic animals, fans saw it as another example of Michael's fascination with creating a world of wonder. But if you thought his pets were unusual, wait until you hear about the time he patented a dance move. Let's move to the next fact. Michael Jackson wasn't just a musical innovator, he was also an inventor. In 1993, he patented the technology behind his famous anti-gravity lean, a move that left fans and dancers around the world speechless. The move was made possible by specially designed shoes that anchored Michael and his dancers to the stage. This allowed them to defy gravity and perform the impossible lean at a precise angle without falling over. The anti-gravity lean became one of Michael's signature moves, cementing his status as a true innovator in both music and dance. But his creativity didn't stop there. Our next fact explores the groundbreaking visual effects he introduced to the world of music videos.
The technique we're using here is become known as morphing, and that's short for transformation or metamorphosing. We'll select the eyes and the mouth and the nose, and then we let the computer run the transformation. It can take 4 or 5 hours just to run the frames for a second of transformation.
Michael Jackson revolutionized the art of music videos, turning them into cinematic masterpieces. He didn't just make videos, he created experiences that pushed the boundaries of visual effects and storytelling. The morphing effect in black or white was a technological marvel for its time, and the 14-minute Thriller music video set the standard for storytelling in music. Michael also collaborated with top directors like John Landis and Martin Scorsese to ensure his vision came to life. These videos didn't just entertain, they changed the way the world viewed music as an art form. But Michael's innovative streak wasn't limited to the screen. Our next fact dives into his bold business moves, including his purchase of the Beatles catalog.
Michael Jackson bought the Beatles publishing. Yeah. And he actually told you that really happened.
Actually sat there and told me the actual story.
In one of the most legendary business moves in music history, Michael Jackson purchased the rights to the Beatles catalog in 1985 for $47.5 million. The deal gave Michael ownership of ATV Music Publishing, which held the rights to over 250 Beatles songs, including classics like Hey Jude and Yesterday. This decision strained his friendship with Paul McCartney, who had advised him to invest in music publishing, never expecting Michael would outbid him for the Beatles catalog. While the move was criticized by some, it cemented Michael's status as a savvy businessman, with the catalog eventually becoming one of his most valuable assets. Next, we'll explore a shocking moment from Michael's performances, his unforgettable Super Bowl halftime show. Michael Jackson forever changed the Super Bowl halftime show in 1993, turning it into one of the most watched events in television history. His performance drew over 100 million viewers and set a new standard for halftime entertainment. The performance was groundbreaking, featuring a medley of his biggest hits, stunning choreography, and an unforgettable finale where the entire stadium joined him in singing "Heal the World." It was the first time the halftime show became a global cultural event rather than just an intermission. Michael's Super Bowl show remains one of the greatest halftime performances of all time, proving yet again why he's the king of pop. Speaking of unforgettable moments, our next fact takes us to a surprising friendship Michael shared with Princess Diana. Michael Jackson shared a close and surprising friendship with Princess Diana, two of the most beloved and iconic figures of their time. The two first met in 1988 during Michael's Bad tour at Wembley Stadium in London. Diana was a big fan of Michael's music, particularly his song Dirty Diana. Out of respect for her, Michael initially planned to remove the song from the concert setlist, but Diana requested that he perform it, admitting it was her favorite track. Their friendship was built on mutual admiration, and Michael later revealed how deeply her tragic passing in 1997 affected him. He even dedicated his song Gone Too Soon to her memory. But as we move forward, let's explore another extraordinary moment in Michael's career: his collaboration with NASA. But Michael Jackson's influence even reached outer space. In 1988, NASA worked with Michael to create a special music video for his song Dangerous, intended to be played as a wake-up call for astronauts aboard the space shuttle. Although the project was ultimately shelved due to the tragic Challenger disaster, Michael's fascination with space never waned. His music video for Scream, a duet with his sister Janet, featured a futuristic spaceship theme and became one of the most expensive music videos ever made. Michael's connection with NASA demonstrated the universal reach of his artistry, breaking boundaries on Earth and beyond. Speaking of record-breaking, let's dive into the next fact, which reveals the mind-blowing success of Thriller.
I wasn't that scared. I'm scared.
Michael Jackson's Thriller isn't just an album, it's a cultural phenomenon. Released in 1982, it remains the best-selling album of all time, with over 70 million copies sold worldwide. The album won a record-breaking 8 Grammy Awards in one night and included timeless hits like Billie Jean, Beat It, and of course Thriller. Its groundbreaking music video redefined the medium, combining storytelling, choreography, and cinematic effects in a way never seen before. Thriller didn't just dominate the charts, it shaped pop culture forever. But as much as this album broke records, Michael himself was shattering another record. He literally had a moonwalk named after him. Let's move to the next fact. Michael Jackson didn't just popularize the moonwalk, he invented it. The move became one of his most famous signature dances, but it wasn't something new. In fact, the moonwalk dates back decades, performed by dancers like Cab Calloway and James Brown. But it was Michael who took the moonwalk to a global stage, making it an iconic symbol of his artistry. He first performed it during a broadcast of Motown 25, Yesterday, Today, Forever in 1983, stunning audiences around the world. From that moment on, the moonwalk became synonymous with Michael Jackson's brilliance and his ability to transform dance into something magical. But we're not done yet. Our final fact delves into the controversy and trials that shadowed his career.
Still taking an inside look at the life of Michael Jackson with never-before-seen footage of the king of pop at the height of his fame. And Amy, you have a lot more.
One of the most shocking aspects of Michael Jackson's life was the wave of legal battles he faced. From child molestation accusations to financial disputes, Michael was repeatedly thrust into the spotlight of courtrooms. In 1993, he was accused of molesting a 13-year-old boy, leading to a high-profile investigation and an out-of-court settlement. The allegations resurfaced in 2003, resulting in a criminal trial that captivated the world. Despite being acquitted, the media and public scrutiny never truly faded. These legal battles not only affected Michael's personal life, but also shaped his public perception. Yet, through it all, he continued to inspire millions with his music and resilience. Michael Jackson's story is one of talent, controversy, and an undeniable impact that will be remembered forever.
Very much doing things.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're back?
Yes, and my son. I'd like to say hello to the people of Santa Maria, my friends and neighbors. Thank you.
Let me know what you think in the comments section. Watch our other videos, subscribe and like.